Today we're talking about something no one prepares you for in real estate. The grief that can come when you sell a home, right? The grief, the experience of selling a home. I mean, gosh, every time I sit down with a family, it's a different, beautiful story when they sell a home. I always tell my agents when they come to work for me, like, oh, can I be a buyer's agent or a listing agent? Or should I be both? And I'm going to tell you the hardest part of our job is helping, in my opinion, the sellers sell their home. Because that is where all the memories are. Whether they're good or bad, they're there. They're real. They're raw. They're alive. I mean, I just came from a luncheon this afternoon, and that was exactly what I was talking with her about. I was telling her I love the beauty of a home, right? Because a home is not complete without the family who is in there to experience the space. Whatever that family might look like. It doesn't have to be the traditional family, right? And there isn't even a traditional family. I mean, I can just tell you, your home is where potentially your first baby was born, or all your babies were born, right? Or your baby fell down. You'll have the little markings on the wall of them as they're growing. I know one day I came home and my son, one of my sons, I don't even remember which one it was, they had gotten a hold of the paint. They went into the bathroom and they had their little, I call it paw prints, on the wall. Forever long, I wouldn't even paint that bathroom because I just was like, oh, that memory, that space right there. That is the space, right? And then you go, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to leave these memories. And no, you're taking them with you. You're taking them to a new space and a new journey and a new opportunity. But it's hard to see that. I mean, you tell your 5-year-old, your 7-year-old son, like I did when we sold our first house. I told my 7-year-old son, my Nathan, who now works for me, he's 28 or something like that now. I don't even know how old he is anymore. Anyways, I remember when we said to him, we're going to sell this house and move into a new house. And he looked me straight in the face. And he was like, in all his calmness and yet intensity, he just stomped his feet on the ground and said, no, Mommy, we cannot move, and started crying. And I was like, where did this child come from? What is this about? And he said, my best friend lives across the street. I can't do it. We can't move. I said, no, sweetie, we are moving. And luckily for you, it's only 2 blocks. And you guys will be on the same side of the street now. That didn't help. And yet, we did make that move. Right? But that's exactly what it is. You have all of these things that change. This is the home where your marriage started, where your marriage ended. Right? It's the home where your parents raised you up and then they pass away. It's the home you have to now sell. You let it go. I mean, that's just not easy. It's hard. It's called seller's remorse. It's called my home is no longer mine. Depersonalizing it, getting it prepared for the market, right? Getting it to be ready for the next family. That is so, well, to be completely transparent, it can be very fun. And then you could have the emotion of something else. You could celebrate it. You could be like, wow, I'm free of this. I get to move forward. Maybe it was bad memories in there. I don't know. It could be anything. And so you'll celebrate it. All I know is selling a home is hard. Everyone expects stress. few expect the sadness. And there's lots of emotional resistance. You will see so many different signs of that emotional resistance. In the beginning, you may overprice your house because it's worth more to you than what the market really says. You may cancel showings. Oh my gosh. I had this one couple, they were separating. It was a husband and a wife. And they literally had down the middle of the house a wall. And the husband lived on one side and the wife and the kids lived on the other side. They hired me to sell the house. They signed the contract. And when the sign showed up in the front yard, she threw it in the trash. Yes, my sign was in the trash. When an agent showed up at the front door, she didn't open the front door. And the husband had the nerve to tell me, why are you not selling my house? Look, that is a sure sign that you may not be ready to sell your house. Right? You're sabotaging the staging and the negotiation. It's a sure sign that you're not ready to sell your house. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're just human. And you need to allow for your emotions to process. I speak with so many, and I explain to them that it takes a year to make that move. It takes a year before you're even ready to do it. I'm going to Google it right now, right? National Association of Realtors has done the research. I always say that. It takes a year to decide to move. And what do we have? NAR reports provide insights into the time it takes people decide to move, but it's not a single fixed duration like a year. But it does typically take a year or so to make that move. It's not easy making the move. People typically stay in their houses 10 to 8 years, it says here, according to the National Association of Realtors. It's just what it is. It's a process. And then when you're forced to do it, when you weren't prepared to do it, life changes in an instant. And all of a sudden, you're like, I've got to move. I've got to sell my home. You go, what the heck? There's some ways to process and help you do this. You could write a beautiful goodbye letter to the house. Could you imagine? A beautiful letter. I just recently watched a movie, and I absolutely loved it. Someone had written this beautiful, I guess it was a tradition. They had written this beautiful letter, and they put it in the walls of the home. And it was the love story that happened within the walls of the home. And when the next family moved in and they went to renovate the house, they discovered the love letter. What a beautiful way to celebrate your move. Especially when you've been in the house 30, 40, 20, 50, 10, 15 years. You could have a letting go ritual or a prayer with family. It's a beautiful thing to do, right? I just had another family that I met with recently, and I'm helping them sell their house. And it was unprepared. They were not prepared to sell their house. It was an emergency situation. And me being a lady of faith and them also being faith-filled people, I just said, let's pray. Can I pray for your next move? And for the family that's going to come into the home you've so lovingly taken care of for the last few years. It is a beautiful thing to do that. And then, of course, you could always just walk through the home and take a final video tour and narrate it with gratitude. So many people love to do video these days to remember things. Put it on your camera, save it. Make it this beautiful experience. Edit it. Add all these beautiful things, memories, pictures, moments, room to room, just experience it. You're not giving up. You're just releasing a space so something new can begin. I mean, that is the beautiful thing about moving on to your next home, your next journey, your new chapter. We help families do this all day long. It's not easy. Every day I have the conversation and I help coach my clients through the process. I do it with love. I do it with encouragement. I do it with inspiration. I support them the way they need to be supported in the experience, right? Even when it's an ugly situation. We hold space and we don't rush you through the process. We guide you through the market and we help you make a smart, intense, and emotional, intelligent decision. This is what real estate with soul really means to me. We do real estate with soul. We had this client one time. I mean, they were so sad about selling their house, and he specifically had, Nevin, what's that called when you have problems from when you come back from the service? Thank you, PTSD. He had PTSD, and so what that meant was all the windows throughout the house were covered. They were covered with plywood, and we had to sell that house. And I had to help them work through that process. Was it easy? No. Did we do it? Yes, we did. So, in closing, selling isn't just a step, it's a process. And it's okay if it brings tears too. If this resonated with you, send this episode to someone that might need it. Or just reach out to us. We're just a message away. Also, I'd encourage you to download our Soulful Sellers Checklist. We've got it. It's available. You could shoot an email and ask for it. We're here to help you win through this process, to have a soulful experience. Seller's remorse is real and it's hard, and we can help you in the process. Past episode to listen to, pick up, which complements this, is episode 127, which is moving emotions and the relocation depression. We speak with Pierre Bourdieu in that one, and he is fantastic. He's a licensed marriage family therapist, and he talks about all the emotions that you will experience in a move. It's the perfect complementary episode to this, if this episode spoke with you.